What's up, guys? I'm doing a VR to Dave Musgrove at Muskrat Bushcraft. Sorry, and he had tagged me in a video VR that he had done, and he'd been tagged in. Do your 5 survival items. All right. So as you know, not a survivalist. I do bushcraft, I do hiking. But, given that those are outdoor activities, can lead to a survival situation. And bushcraft helps with that by teaching you different things. But, it's still good to have items on you that could affect that. So, I based my decision off of the 5 C's, which was developed by Dave Canterbury. And it's basically the 5 things that he had researched that primitive people, prehistoric man, had on them, going all the way back to, I forget what his name is, the Iceman, one of the oldest mummified remains ever found, what that type of person had on them to affect their survival. So if you don't know what those are, it's cutting, combustion, cordage, cover, and container. So, like I said, I based mine off of that. Now, first one is cutting tool. Should be a knife of some sort. I wouldn't take a saw or an axe over a knife. So I've got this one on me today. This is the Condor Basic Bushcraft. It's not the best at fine tasks, but it can do a wide variety without being too big, too bulky. I would not carry a knife bigger than this at all. It's just not me. I know a lot of people like it if they have a big knife. Not me. Nothing over 5 inches. I just don't see the point. At that point, carry a machete or carry an axe. I wouldn't do it. Second one, cordage. Right here I've got paracord. It's what I take with me for my guy line and my ridge lines. And I carry, this one is a camo. My other ones are olive drab. But I carry that for a few reasons. One reason I carry it, it's 550-pound tensile strength. So, up to 550 pounds, you're pretty much good. I have nothing that I would need that much strength for, but it's good to have. Second reason, it has 7 inner strands. And we're talking about mil-spec paracord, military paracord. There are other paracords out there that you can get at like Walmart, stuff like that, big box stores. If you open it up, it's not true paracord. While it's a little bit better than some nylon cords out there, it's still not really true paracord, like I said. I had just gotten the CRKT Minimalist neck knife, and on it says paracord lanyard. Well, you open it up and it's a nylon sheath with 1 braided nylon cord inside. It's not 7 small strands. It's not real paracord. It's faux paracord. Item number 3, combustion. I would choose a mesh metal ferro rod, also known as a metal match. Alright, a couple of reasons I would carry this over a butane lighter, or matches. Matches are great, but one, they can degrade over time, which is why you should always check them at least yearly if you do carry them. They can degrade without using, even if the tip's still on them, to the point where they won't light. 2, whatever match case you carry, there's a finite amount of matches. And there's nothing saying that when something happens, you're only going to have, or that you're going to have a full match case. Now, I have matches in my pack that I just got, and they're the Yuko Stormproof matches. They're great. I've already used a couple of them, but there are only 25 of them. This is going to last a lot longer than 25 matches. So over a butane lighter, unless you have something like a Ranger band around the top of it, you have the potential for having the fuel leak out on you. Again, the fuel in it's finite. Although it does have a sort of flint on it that you can use when it's done. It's not going to produce as hot as sparks as this will. Third reason can also be for matches as well, depending on the type of match you carry. A waterlogged lighter is hard to dry out. If the filament is waterlogged, chances are you're not going to be able to get a fire right away. This is waterproof. Shake the water off, you're good. It'll work in the rain. Fourth item is cover. And cover provides protection from the elements, a way to reflect heat if you do get a fire, so you can stay warm, and overall just help you regulate your core body temperature a lot better than being out in the open. And it takes a lot of time and effort to make a shelter out of natural materials. So if I had to choose a shelter, I would choose something like this. This is the UST Base Hex 1.0. Now, I would go with a square tarp over this. They do make one, but I had gotten this because I needed something for my hammock. And this is really lightweight. It's just under 2 pounds, I think. Now, reasons I like this. Instead of grommet holes, it has sewn in attachment points. And it has quite a few of them. One thing I don't like is there are none down the center seam. Second reason I like it is, although you guys might not be able to tell, you can tell it's kind of gray, but this is actually aluminized nylon on the inside. You can see it's getting kind of old now, so I do need to replace it. But that's going to help reflect heat even more and keep you warm. So, going back to the fact that it has the aluminized nylon on the inside, I wouldn't even have to set this up to worry about making a shelter, really. I could just wrap it around myself and I would have basically a space blanket around me. And of course, just like space blankets, this aluminized nylon wears out over time. Like I said, I do have to replace this soon. I think this was just under $25, something like that. So it's not that expensive. And like everything else that I've been saying for my list, everything I chose is pretty lightweight. And that's a huge factor. You always want gear that you're going to take with you. Not something you're going to say, oh, this is heavy, I don't want to take it with me today. Because it might end up being that one thing that you need. So, got one more thing on the list. Last thing on my list for the 5 C's, which is ending up being my 5 survival items, because They are, like Dave Canterbury says, the items that are the hardest to replicate out of natural material. Things that you want with you, whether you're a hiker, bushcrafter, survivalist, prepper, whatever you might be. I'm a bushcrafter and a hiker, but I still carry them. Last thing on my list would be a container of some sort. A container can do multiple things for you. Your container's made out of metal, you can boil water in it. Although you can boil water in just your standard water bottles, it is possible. But it releases a lot of chemicals into the water that you really don't want to drink. Second reason, if you are able to find wild edibles, if you do know for sure that they are wild edibles, it gives you some place to put them, to store them. Now, this Stanley Adventure Cook Cup would not be the ideal container, because I would want something that has a screw top, and that means I could transport water with me. I don't have a stainless steel water bottle right now. I do need to get one of those, either like the Nalgene Gaia design ones, because they do nest inside there, or a Blackthorn bottle, I think it is the other one on Amazon. But I would choose that over that only because I can carry water instead of just being able to only really boil it in there. It would be a pain in the butt to have to carry that with water in it by the handle all day long. So, that is my last item. Alright, Dave. I hope you liked that, and I hope it was a good explanation for what 5 items I would hope to have with me. It's never guaranteed that these items are going to be with you all the time, but I'm supposed to tag 3 people to keep this going. So I'm going to tag Paleo Hiker MD, Ernie. I'm going to tag him. I'm going to tag Chad at Sufficient Survival. And who am I going to do for the last one? Parker Ridge. I'm going to tag Jason. Those are going to be my 3 people. So it's now you guys' turn to do a VR for your 5 survival items, 5 bushcraft items that you would hope to have. Basically, your 5 C's. What those would be, what you would hope to have on you, what you should have on you anytime you're in the outdoors. So I hope to see those soon. Thanks for watching.